Anyone who has heard of Antarctica knows that it holds all sorts of mysteries, conspiracy theories, and secrets, such as alien activity, secret underground Nazi bases, Nazi alien activity, to the whole continent being an ice barrier to keep mankind from the flat Earth firmament that encloses the Earth. But nothing intrigues me more than blood falls, but after attending Mudfossil University for over 7 years, that mystery has never been a mystery to me. So let's see what the field scientist that premiered on the Public Broadcasting Services channel has to say about this strange geographical feature.
Glacier ice is made of hundreds to thousands of years worth of snowfall. And snow is made of fresh, not salty water. So where is this briny water coming from? Looking around, there's another clue. The red color that makes this feature look bloody.
All the red here is iron oxides, but as you can see, this water here is pretty clear. If the water is clear and there's iron in it, that means it hasn't been oxidized yet. And as it spends time at the surface, that's when it becomes oxidized and leaves this beautiful red color
For
around.
it to be named blood falls, that sounds an awful like the way the chemical transitioning of when blood meets oxygen. But that's not the only location of which this strange event is happening. Listen to what the teacher at Mudfossil University has to say about Alaska.
Alaska's rivers turning orange. All right, this is about climate change, and this is what's happening into Alaska's rivers. Now, I commented on this, and I said they're not turning orange because of human activity, they're turning orange because the Earth is literally constructed of creatures. And this is what was written in the ancient texts.
Not only can he just say that, but he can prove this as well.
And what these feathers are is in the headdress of Quetzalcoatl. This is right off his head. You see this? This is the headdress right here. That's the headdress. So the feathers come way out to here. This is Little Rock, Arkansas. This is his head. Now, the reason it's a different color than the rest is because feathers grow extremely green things. They sell actually ground up feather meal for your plants.
So since this I've set out to find mud fossils and gather my own evidence of my own as well. And what I've found is shocking to say the least. And if you're wondering what mud fossils are, they're the biological remains from the biblical flood that transitioned into stone due to a chemical change. So basically, rocks. I've collected several specimens, unveiled several giant dragon land masses, such as South America turned upside down, Typhon in North Africa, and whatever this thing is. And much, much more. So be sure to check out my other videos to see more, and hit those buttons to be sure not to miss out on other discoveries. Now on to the good shit. This is what scientists have documented about the flow of blood falls. It's very bizarre whenever you look at it in a geographical way.
This is a tricky little feature. It doesn't always flow when you'd like it to. It doesn't always flow when you'd like it to, I guess. So it's one of those challenging mysteries to study, and it always keeps me guessing.
But what makes blood falls actually flow? Why is it only here that we see this bizarre feature? To find out, Peter Doran's team is closely watching its activity with a camera.
Yeah, this camera has been taking photos for the past 2 years, twice a day.
But what is the point of taking a picture of it?
No one really has a super complete record of actual flow events. So the timing of flow events, how often and when it's flowing is actually not really known.
Looking at the time lapse over a few days, you can sometimes spot distinct discharge events. It isn't always flowing.
You could say that blood falls isn't regular.
But we don't think there's a yearly cycle. So we're trying to figure out what the cycle is and whether it's connected to seasonality, whether it's connected to maybe even windstorms. My view is blood falls is a pressure relief valve that whenever there's a pressure change by a movement of the glacier, something happens, and sometimes blood falls squirts out, sometimes it doesn't.
Peter thinks that blood falls flows when there is pressure.
First of, in order for blood falls to become pressurized from the underground liquid has to be pressurized, and that would have to come from seismic activity constantly in order for it to have the pulsating action that it has. My theory is that blood falls is freshly preserved blood from the extreme climate and pressure of the ice being released from an artery of the giant head of Antarctica. And if you notice at the beginning of my video, the mud fossil specimens I've collected has been nothing but heads. But nothing could have assured me more than when I realized something on one of my specimens. Take a look at this. Now pay attention to this one here on the left, particularly the horn on the tip of his nose. Now imagine if it was flattened, it would look something similar to exactly like this. That's something scientists call consistency. And that's not all. When I went to research the location of blood falls, it was shocking. Right where a main artery would be. So this I rest my case. Thanks for watching.